Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today we're going to talk about my thoughts and opinions upon a cancelled CW television series with the name of The Tomorrow People. I'm going to talk about the entire Season 1, which I believe consists of roughly 20, 21, 22 episodes, somewhere in the 20 section, right? So this, as I said, this is a cancelled television series. It only ran for one season. It just finished its season finale just a few days ago, and the news that it was, the news of its announcement of its cancellation was also just announced a few days ago. So what is The Tomorrow People all about? Well, let me give you just a little bit of background on The Tomorrow People if you don't know too much about it, just so you guys know there will be spoilers later on in this video. If you don't know, so like I said, The Tomorrow People is a CW television series, but it's actually a remake or a reboot, so whatever you want to call it. It's actually originally from the year of 1973, The Tomorrow People is. It's a science fiction television series, sort of a science fiction drama. So it comes from the year of 1973. It's actually originally a British television series. I believe somewhere in the 1990s it was remade. So this isn't the first time it's been remade. I believe sometime in the 90s it was rebooted, but that version was more of a kids version. I believe it used to show on Nickelodeon a long time ago. I don't think it does now, but it used to show on Nickelodeon a long time ago. So it was rebooted for kids in the 90s, and then now once again in the year of 2014, or the year of 2013 is when it first came on. Finished its run in 2014. In the year of 2013, it came on again, as another reboot. And I believe this one is more of a reboot of the 1970s show, not the 90s one, right? So what is The Tomorrow People, the CW television series season 1 all about? Well, it pretty much has what they call the 3 T's in the show. They have telekinesis, and teleportation. So they're able to pretty much teleport out of nowhere. They can read each other's minds. They can do all sorts of things. Telekinesis, teleportation, they're able to, all of a sudden be in one place and teleport and be in another place. They can read each other's minds. They're sort of, I guess you could say, connected to each other. They can, I could be looking at you and be pretty much, telepathically communicating with you. So that's just, what some of their powers consist of. So they're pretty much, each episode, it's kind of like a sort of a science fiction drama procedural show where each episode they deal with a different breakout, trying to bring all these people to an underground sort of, underground area where all the Tomorrow People live. That's what the race is called. There's a certain underground area where all the Tomorrow People live. Well, this main character is pretty much trying to find out if his father is still alive, and his father might be able to bring pretty much the redemption and save their people if they find out he's alive. While this is going on, he's having to work for his uncle by the name of Jedediah. Jedediah has this organization by the name of Ultra, I believe. Ultra, whatever you want to call it. Ultra, where this organization actually hunts down these people and takes away their power. So that's pretty much the main gist of the CW television series with the name of The Tomorrow People that was canceled after its first season. Overall, I really love the first season of The Tomorrow People. It's a huge, big, overall, just a gigantic and awful shame that the series was canceled only after one season. It had so much potential to be so much more. I mean, we had some great characters. Let me talk about some of the things I don't like in The Tomorrow People. We had overall some great characters. One of my favorite characters was actually, a few of the villains. I enjoyed Jedediah's character. He's a great character that, has some very villainous, some very, mischievous ways about him, but at times you feel very sentimental for him. You feel kind of emotional for him. So he's one of those villains that he's not one-noted, he's not one-dimensional, he's actually three-dimensional. He's got very, so many different, dimensions to him. So he's not just, a one-note villain. He's a very complex villain that, that has both emotional and sentimental scenes while having all of those classic, villainous scenes also. Jedediah's character, I really enjoy, playing the uncle. He's just a really cool character. Another character I really liked was another side character. Robbie Amell was great, but some other characters that I enjoyed a little bit more than him was Aaron Yu. Aaron Yu, I forget the character's name, but Aaron Yu was one of the Tomorrow People that had powers, and I love some of the stories with him. Some of the backstory. I forget the character's name, but the actor's been in, he was in Friday the 13th and Disturbia. He's been in a lot of, horror films. Anyway, so Aaron Yu, the flashback scenes with him and his father, his father wanting him to be a pianist, the direction his character took, wanting to be a superhero with his girlfriend Talia. I really liked Aaron Yu's character. He was pretty much he had a lot of dramatic scenes, but he was pretty much, I guess you could say, the comical relief of the show, and I liked his character a lot. My third favorite character is probably right up there with Jedediah. Not really the third, but right up there with Jedediah is the Founder. Now the Founder's character, these Aaron Yu and Jedediah's character, they're in their, first few episodes they're introduced. Founder's character doesn't come in probably till about halfway into the first season, but the Founder's character is really cool. Once again, another side and supporting villain, really cool character. I really like him. I also enjoyed Robbie Amel's father. I believe the father's name was Brian. I forget his name, but it was actually our main character's father. Now he's only in a few episodes, and that's because he's dead or stuck in limbo, whatever you want to call it. Stuck in his own mind. Down there where Jedediah's character is freezing him. You find out later on. But he's only in maybe two or three episodes, maybe only two. But I really liked his character also. Once again, Robbie Amell, probably a fan favorite for a lot of fans, but Robbie Amell is a great character. A character that pretty much it's pretty much the hero, the superhero of the show. The hero always trying to do the right thing, always trying to serve justice, trying to find these breakouts while also trying to be just a good person in general. So some great characters. I love sort of the journey and the progression of the show. It started off kind of just being this simple show with the, that kind of reminds you of X-Men or Heroes or that sort of thing. Starts off being this simple show just about these, these simple characters, and over time, as the show progresses, the show's concept gets more interesting. It no longer is just about the breakouts. It's not only about the breakouts, but it's about the characters also. And after, once it progresses, it goes from being about the breakouts to sort of this end of the world thing where they start, it gets really science fiction-y, end of the world, stopping time. So the concept starts to get really intriguing, really creative, and it's unique and interesting overall. I never really expected it to go, all of a sudden, go apocalypse and end of the world on me. So that was just a really cool twist. And it doesn't actually get to that point till probably the last 4 episodes, I believe. But once it gets to that point, it's really cool. The episodes beforehand are great also, but I love those last 4 or 5 episodes. Some really cool stuff. The progression of the characters is great. We have some great story arcs in there. My favorite story arcs are probably towards the end, but some great other story arcs in there. There's several. We have Astrid's character. The whole love triangle thing going on with John Young. I forget the girl's name, but John Young, the girl, and the Robbie Amell's character, and Astrid. So the kind of some love triangles going on. This, I don't mind romance in a television series as long as it's done right? So some really cool stuff. Overall, I really loved the first season of The Tomorrow People. It's a shame that CW canceled it. It was canceled, the cancellation of The Tomorrow People overall was due to ratings. It started off pretty decent. I don't have the numbers right on hand, but I have done quite a lot of research on it. The ratings started off, okay, and as time went on, the ratings just really declined and really didn't do too good. Other CW shows, television shows canceled recently, Star-Crossed. Though The 100 was renewed for a second season, it's actually their most watched time slot, TV show, in the past, I believe, 3 or 4 years. So that's pretty interesting. Overall, I have really loved the CW television series in the name of The Tomorrow People. When it comes out on DVD, I will definitely be buying the show. It's just a great show. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Just because the series was canceled, it doesn't mean that I'm any less interested in the show. Doesn't mean that I'm any less interested in watching the show. In fact, it probably makes it like it even more because now I know that it's one of those shows that's canceled. Now it's under the radar. People have swept it under the table. They've forgotten about it. The best TV shows, some of the best TV shows, in my opinion, are the canceled ones. There's some great TV shows over the past 3 or 4 years that have been canceled, and overall, there's some of my favorite TV shows in the past 3 or 4 years, right? I will definitely pick up the DVD, and if you guys haven't seen the series, I would definitely go, buy the DVD when it does come out, buy the DVD or Blu-ray, and, if you don't buy that, maybe it'll come on Netflix, and I would definitely watch it any way you can, because it's definitely worth a watch, just to see how it is, right? Overall, a great first season that I just really enjoy. It's a shame it's been canceled. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my CW television series review of the canceled television series in the name of The Tomorrow People for the entire first season. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos.